The Shook and Crew present Leading by Example. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so hello test team. This week's fundamental is leading by example. Our crew is going to give you their take on what we think leading by example is and should mean to everybody that works at test. So my example would be, I'm going to use LSU's college baseball team this past week as part of my fundamental beginning. So before they went into the World Series to play Florida, they had to play number 1 ranked Wake Forest, and LSU was ranked number 5. Everybody was saying Wake Forest was going to blow them out the water, this, that, and the other. Well, it came down to the last game. LSU, Wake Forest had their best pitchers in. 0-0 the entire game. Nobody could score a run. Nobody could hit the ball. Nobody can get anybody back to home plate. Point is, they didn't give up. LSU did not give up. They persevered. They played their hearts out, and they went into overtime. So in the 11th inning, good old Tommy Tanks for LSU cranked a 2-run homer, which brought LSU to the World Series to ultimately beat Florida. They never gave up. LSU always leads by example, whether it's their football team, winning or losing season, baseball team this year. So that's just one of my points. But here on our crew, I personally like to lead by example by always doing the right thing, helping out anybody that needs it. If I'm mentoring somebody below, if I'm mentoring somebody and they don't know something, I tell them, look, ask me the questions. There's never too many questions. There's never a dumb question. Come to me if you need help. I'll be happy to help you. That's a great way to lead by example. And again, if I need help or if I have a question, I'll go to my mentor or my foreman and I'll ask him and get the answers that I need if I don't know the answers for the person asking me. So that's how I lead by example. And in everyday life, I just try to do the right thing always. That's another fundamental. But I'm gonna leave it to the rest of the crew. Y'all have a great one.
What's up, test team? It's your boy, Baby Keen. So, how am I lead by example? It's a great question. So, leading by example, like Lee said previously, mentoring. There's no dumb questions. If you're mentoring your apprentice or your Tech 1, whichever one you're mentoring, give them the right motivation to do the right job. Teach them the ways you were taught. Also, always do the right thing. Always be 100% tie off. Always take out the proper closeout pictures. You always want to be 100% in the job. So hopefully everybody has a good 4th of July tomorrow. So everything's gonna be good. Y'all drink up, but always do the right thing, right? Lead by example. So no drunk driving. Talking about you know who I'm talking about. All right, I'm gonna lead it on to the next person. Have a good one.
Oh, didn't see you there. Too busy working hard. This fundamental of the week, lead by example. It is a great leadership quality that everyone needs to learn and have. And rather than, expecting your team to perform well and be excellent, you want to actively show an example of the hard work you expect by leading by example. So get out there and actively lead by example.
What's up, test team? All right. Enough of that. Whatever. As far as leading by example, you know, I try to do that every day. I mean, I think everyone on the crew does. But I mean, my biggest thing is we're all human here, so you know it's fine to get upset sometimes, and it's fine to, you know, it's a human thing to do. But important thing is to kind of establish that, you know, it's fine to get upset, but you also have to kind of make it up to people too. You know, whether that's a kind gesture or whatever it might be, you know, buying them lunch or, you know, just apologizing to somebody, you know, man to man. You know, I think that's an important characteristic of leading by example. But really, I think we all have a good, you know, good understanding of what that really means to you know, each one of us. I'm kind of lost for words here, so I'm gonna ask y'all to help me out.
You're always, you know, remaining.
Well, get in the frame, man.
You know, look. So we can throw in a bunch of fundamentals on this. So being positive is a way to lead by example. You know, and speaking straight. Hey, that's leading by example. You know, all these fundamentals that we have are ways to lead by example. You know, you can refer back to any one of them, and the majority of them you can apply to this. Like Arliss said, you know, as a foreman, you know, if he's got a problem with somebody, you know, one thing that he does well is he pulls them to the side, gets on them, do it away from the crew. You know, keep it between them two. They'll work it out. Try not to blast in front of everybody, because that does nobody any good. So, you know, if anybody has a problem with somebody on the crew, like Arliss said, you know, have a talk with them man to man, off by yourself. Don't blast them in front of everybody, because that's embarrassing for the guy getting it on the receiving end. It really kind of just makes things worse.
We might be pandering off, but I think what's important to learn here is that
that's just leading by example, though.
It's not just up to the, you know, the higher up to lead by example. It can be, you know, all the way down to the apprentice to, you know, anybody really. It's not up to, you know, who's ever at the top of the totem pole to lead by example. It's all of our responsibilities, and I think that's one main thing to take away from this. But thank y'all for your time. If you made it this far in the video, I doubt you did, but you know, have a good rest of your day and a good
Happy 4th of July.
Yeah.